Y'all, do you have a set of grommet top drapes that are just a real pain in the butt to move across the rod? They don't open and close. They don't slide across your rod easily. Or are you just tired of looking at the outdated style of grommet top drapes? Well, today I'm going to show you how to hack these drapes quickly and easily and make this into a box pleated header that won't even change the length of your drapes. So let's get started. So this project started because my sister has a huge window on the front of her house. She had 12 panels of grommet top draperies, and she had to open and close her drapes, open them every morning and close them every evening with this grommet top that didn't slide across the rod easily, and it's about a 14-foot wide span. She had 12 panels of drapes up there, and so every morning she'd have to scoot, kick, slide those drapes across, and every night slide those drapes back. So we decided to put up an IKEA Vigda rod, the same one that I have a video about in this video, so that the drapes would just slide across easily and she could just open and close her drapes with one gliding swoop across her window in no time flat. So this is how we did it. I took out all the metal grommets in the tops of her draperies, and this ended up being way easier than I expected. So when I first started, so there's a lot of different styles of grommets. Some of them have a little kind of a dimple indentation, and that's where they were pushed together. These don't even have that. I initially started prying up the edges of these grommets and then pulling them out. But I asked my niece to help me because it was taking a while, and I thought, well, let me get some help with this so that I don't have to do so much work. Well, she just found that you could just grab a hold of these things and pull them right out. And it doesn't do any damage to the fabric. So that's what she did. She sat there and pulled out 12, actually 14, 20 panels of grommets. 20 panels of curtains grommets in like 20 minutes, maybe less. So anyway, this is the first step. Pull out all of these stupid, ugly looking things. Now, let's go to the sewing machine. Here we are at my sewing machine, and here's one of the panels. And hers were narrower than the one that I just showed you at my cutting table. But this is what we're gonna do. So this is the front of the curtain. And I'm going to just fold this over on the hole there so that this hole is folded directly in half. Make sure these edges are lined up directly in half. You can put a couple pins in here to hold this if you'd like, or you can just take it to the sewing machine and sew it. And we're just gonna sew a straight line down here from the very edge here down to this bottom seam of the original header that's here. So let's do that. And I'm gonna back stitch the top and the bottom. And we're basically just creating a pleat in the top of the drape. Now the pleat is in the back. Generally, if you do a pinch pleat, the pleat would be in the front, but we're putting the pleat in the back because clearly we don't want to see any of this hole. We want to conceal that hole. And we're basically creating a box pleated header. Let me do these couple more and you'll see. Okay, so now they're all sewn. Oh, nope, I got one more. Now they're all sewn. Okay, now they're all sewn, and you can see that the hole is concealed in the back side of the drapery panel, and the front side is now a gorgeous box pleated header. We've got a beautiful custom header now. I still have to, I'm gonna sew all these 12 panels together. I'll have to open up these side seams and sew all these 12 panels together. That is how you do it. And then let me show you how you put the drapery hooks in. And this can end up being a beautiful, custom, high-end looking drapery panel from that ugly grommet top panel. And it doesn't change the length of your drapery. In fact, it can actually even lengthen your drapery depending upon where you put your pin in. Okay, this one I see that I kind of didn't come in far enough on that, so I need to sew that again. So I'm just going to sew one more line of stitching a little bit farther in to correct that. I guess I folded it wrong. Okay, so let's see what, all right, there we go. Now that's fixed, perfect. And if you do that, you will have evenly spaced pleats and spaces. So let me show you with the hooks what we're gonna do. These are the drapery hooks we're gonna use. And these are super cheap. You can get a 100-pack for I think like 10 bucks or something like that. They're on Amazon, and I have a link for these in the description box below. So with these, this is the top of the drape here. You just take that pointed end and poke it into the panel. And I need to go lower than that because you want the top of the hook to just be even with the top of your drape. Or just below. So you can adjust this however you want. If you want your curtain rod to not show and you want this to hang above your curtain rod, you can put your hook down here. But I want these drapes to actually be a little bit longer than they were, because in my opinion the drapes were just a little bit short. They were a little bit high water on her window. So the drapery rod was right here in the hole. Now we're gonna hang them from up here, so they'll be a little bit longer. And we didn't even have to do anything to them other than adjust where we installed the hook. There we go. Now we've got a drapery hook in each one of these pleats, and I'm going to hang it and see how this works, because what I might need to do is I might need to sew these pleats down like this so they don't poke out. We'll see. I'm going to hang it up. Let's take a look and see if I need to sew those down. So here we are. This is my living room. Her window is actually about this wide. This is a 10-foot sliding glass door. Anyway, she's got the same exact track. I installed it yesterday. And here they are, and they still need to be steamed and styled because they've got these, creases in the wrong spot. But this is the way it looks when they're open. You have, and you could go even deeper with that pleat behind. It'll give this this pleat a deeper pleat, but not necessary. And it's perfect the way that these are on here, and this is kind of a flange. I do not need to sew those down. It works out just fine. It gives the drapery a little bit of space on the carrier, so it works perfect. So I have to now sew 6 of them together for one side and 6 of them for the other side, and she's gonna have beautiful box pleated curtains now. Once these are steamed and styled, they'll look wonderful. They'll look great on her window. Looks so nice and neat with these cartridge looking pleats. This is actually a box pleat, a reversed box pleat. But you see how nice and neat that looks up there? So I think that they're going to be great. And this is a super easy project, and this rod makes it very easy. I mean, you could put these on any rod, a traversing rod or hospital track like this. And I do have a link to a track that's very similar to this in the description box below. It's from Amazon. This one is IKEA. This is the IKEA Victa, which I do have that video here to how to install this. And these are pretty affordable, but the Amazon one is actually very comparable in price. Because once you go to IKEA and get the rod and all the other things that go along with it, it does add up a little bit. So the Amazon one that I have linked in the description is pretty comparable. Anyway, that's that. Super easy way to transform those ugly grommet top drapes into a luxurious looking custom pleated header drape. So yeah, easy. Go do it.